And so, you're a proud new business owner. You
Well,
get
yeah.
yourself out of the Air Force and you just
I thought I was going to retire.
they ain't no retiring. You're too
I
young to
know.
retire.
Well, yeah. I mean, it keeps me busy. Probably busier than I should be. But it's good. It's good to say, yeah, I got a partnership with Emerald Coast Harley Davidson now and Big Gus Tractor and Equipment.
The tractor side, because I'm not a motorcycle guy. The
Mhm.
tractor side, I am like,
Well,
I love that
I
stuff.
think only 2 to 3% of the population, is involved in power sports like motorcycles and stuff like that, right?
When you say power sports, is that like ATVs, side by sides, all that stuff as
I would
well?
say that that's all coupled in, right?
really?
And that, yeah, I mean, only 2 to 3% of the population. Think about how many tractors you see
Oh yeah.
and heavy equipment. I mean, man, I didn't realize like how far they've come with equipment to where you can basically put any attachment on anything now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I one thing that I negotiated with Gus when he offered me the partnership, I said, his first offer was very generous, right? And I said, I've just got one ask. Can we give my dad a tractor? Daddy needs a tractor.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, we can do that. So Dad's already picked his tractor out.
Good.
I'm sure by the time this comes out, that video will have already dropped. He's already picked his tractor out. And Dad kept saying, "Man, we don't need to do this."
Yep.
Like this is too much. I said, "No, seriously, pick whatever you want." So he picked him one with bucket on the front and a grapple hook.
Yeah.
And he kept asking about a backhoe.
Yep.
Like how do we get the backhoe attachment on the back and everything? And they said, here's how we have to do it or whatever. And I wound up telling them, I was like, I said, go ahead and put the backhoe attachment and a finishing mower with that package, and I'll pay for those two,
Yeah.
whatever. And when I told that, he just broke down crying.
That's awesome.
Second time I've ever seen my dad cry. First one was at my great grandmother's funeral, and his brother's funeral. Right, the third time, yeah, give him a tractor, but it was a good feeling,
Oh,
to
yeah,
be able to, give my daddy a tractor.
And I mean, that's something. God, how much land does he have?
I think about 20 acres.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like for us, I mean,
Dad's been disabled for years. Ever since I was like, when I was still in high school, he's had like 17, 18 back surgeries.
Jeez, yeah.
Like his back, you look at like x-rays of his back, he looks like a damn bionic man. Like his spine is like damn metal.
My daddy probably should have that many back surgeries by now, but he just refuses to go do it.
Yeah. So dad can't do a whole lot anymore. He tinkers around with stuff, keep himself busy. But yeah.
But tractors now are so comfortable that he'll get on that thing and won't even know his on it. You know what I mean? Like they ride like a Cadillac.
Yeah.
And
Dad is very anal retentive about that grass.
Oh, really?
About his grass. He even mows the field.
Not bush hog it.
No.
Because we bush hogged.
He mows the field. That's why I was like, he needs a finishing mower for the back of this. That way he can finish mow that field.
Yeah.
And be done in,
half the time, probably.
Well, more than that. I mean, you got to think he's got zero turn right now that he's mowing the whole thing, and which is probably like 60-inch deck. Deck size matters.
Very much so. Yes, deck size
matters.
Don't let them fool you. It matters. What are you? What are you learning about the business side so far that is surprising you right now?
When Gus first brought me on for my skill bridge, when I was still active duty, right? Skill bridge. I don't know if we talked about this on here yet, but skill bridge is
I would say it's an internship.
Yeah, it's like
for
an internship,
people that are active duty that
it's a
are
program.
getting out
Yeah,
of the military.
Yeah,
last 6 months, right?
Yeah, 6 months. It's a program where you can help service members transition.
Yeah,
not like that. There's other programs for that, I hear.
Yeah,
maybe not so much anymore, but anyways, right? It's a program to help you transition because it's hard for veterans that had spent, most guys that retire from the military went in, they never had a real job, maybe bagging groceries in high school or something.
You never even made a resume. You don't even have a
right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it is a different world, man. And even if you had worked a job 20 years ago,
It's completely different now.
bro, I mean it's we didn't even have iPhones when I went in the military.
No, that's the thing.
You know, I mean, we literally did not have iPhones.
Yeah.
iPhone had not been. So, I mean, things have changed so much since I've been in. But it's a program where you can work 6 months. The military still pays you. You're still active duty, but you're basically like on a terminal type thing, and you just answer to this company, right? And when Gus first brought me on, he said, you know, I want to make sure that you're getting a lot out of this as well. You know, I know what I'm getting out of it. You know, we're going to grow the socials, you know. And I told Gus, I said, he's like, so well, what are we going to do? I said, we're going to grow the socials. I said, I'm going to make you your own advertising. You know, he's like, what do you mean? I said, you know, we talked about, I said, how much money do you pay for TV ads, radio ads, stuff like that? I was like, it's obsolete.
It is.
You know, it's nobody's watching TV commercials anymore. If you're watching TV, what's the first thing you do when a commercial pops up? Everybody
Yep.
on their phones. Even Super Bowl. We had a bunch of people over for the Super Bowl this past year, and I looked and whenever the Super Bowl, a lot of people used to just watch for the Super Bowl
Yeah.
commercials. Super Bowl commercials come on now, and everybody just picks up their phone. They start scrolling, you know, see what's going on.
Because the commercial that just played, if it was really good, is going to be on my phone in the next 30 seconds anyway.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. So I told him, I said, you know, I can make you your own advertising.
Yep.
You don't have to pay money for that anymore. And a lot of this stuff's expensive to pay for, you know. And he said, okay. So he understood what he was getting, right? And he said, I want to make sure that I want to teach you a lot of the back end. Now, when he told me this, I was like, I don't give a shit about the back end of a business, right? I'm here to try to, you know, entertain people. You know, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And the further we've gotten into it, the more I have learned and the more intrigued I am. And now I think he loves it that I go to him and I will pick his brain on
Yeah.
things. I'm like, why are we not doing it like this? He's like, that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, or sometimes, you know, why are we not doing it like this? He'd be like, well, you know, we've tried it like that before, and here's why we do it this way, you
Yep.
know. So I understand a lot of the back end of it now and everything. So it is pretty interesting,
Yeah.
you know, to see how it works. And a lot of the rules on how you have to do things as a dealer is very interesting, because a lot of the dealers, no matter whether it's car or motorcycle or tractors or whatever, there's a certain way you have to do things. Some things is in your control, some things aren't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that part of where the season that you're going into in your life, you know, coming out of the military, where I think a lot of people don't realize when you've been in the military, you're told where to be, what to wear. You know what you're probably going to be doing today when you got to the, you know, once you went on base and
Yep.
everything. And now those 20 years of you doing that, and that's all you've been doing, and now going into this venture with him is going to challenge you in a way that you've never been challenged before
Right.
either. Because doing the Skill Bridge program and going out there and making funny videos, walking on bikes and stuff like that, you kind of already know how to do that, right? That stuff's easy for
Right.
you. It's like coming up with a video isn't people think it's hard, but it's really not that hard. I
Right.
mean, you know, you can figure out 2 or 3 of them, and one of them's probably going to work really good. But now going on that business side, for you especially, that where you've got to sit down, be a little bit more focused and organized and learn some new things, is good for you. Because I think a lot of times people in the military after 20, 30 years, they'll retire and then they almost kind of stop learning.
Yeah.
And that's not good for you.
No. I mean, the military, I mean, everything's written down. You have technical orders for everything.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to do, you know, I was in ammo, you know, we built bombs. There is a step-by-step on how to do everything that we do,
Yeah.
you know, and it's all written, I think, like on a 6th or 7th grade reading level.
Yeah. It's
You
a
know?
very, because I mean, you've got such a diverse group of people that come into the military, and you've got some people that are, you know, they're at a 4th or 5th grade reading level sometimes.
Right.
But I think that's good for you. My brother, after 30 years in the Air Force, retired. He was 47, and he called me 6 months later. He said, "Man, I've got my RV. I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna go hunting and fishing, and that's what my retirement's gonna be." 6 months later, he calls me and he goes, "I know why veterans kill themselves."
Mm-hmm.
He said, he goes, PTSD might have something to
You
do with it.
lose your sense of purpose.
He said it's purpose. He said, I
Yeah.
don't have purpose anymore. He goes, man, I used to wake up every day. I had thousands of airmen that fell under me that I was responsible for.
And you couldn't wait to be done with it,
Yes.
and then when it's over with, now I've not had this experience.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so damn busy.
And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. My brother went from being really busy to sitting at a campground at a national park in his
Sitting there
RV.
just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this isn't good. I'm 47. My mind's good. My body's pretty good still. Like, I'm supposed to be doing something. I was created to do stuff.
Yeah.
I was created to work.
Yep.
And he's like, this is the problem right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he realized we have an issue when it comes to guys getting out of the military. And he even said, he goes, I don't understand a guy that gets out of the military after 4 years. He goes, I want to help guys that have been in for 20, 30 years that are getting out. And they haven't written a resume in 20 or 30 years, or they've never written a resume, or the resume is one line, Air Force.
Well, I think that's one thing that I think that the government's doing decently well is the whole, I forget what it's called. I just went through it. TAPS,
Yeah.
It's where, you do it a year, you start doing it a year out, right, from retirement or getting out. And you go through these classes and briefings that tell you, you need to be on this website. You need to be updating your LinkedIn. Here's how you write a resume. We'll help you write a resume. You can go to the Airman Family Readiness Center. And I'm sure it's, all branches have something like that where they'll help you with your resume. You go to these job fairs that the military, the TAPS program host, and I didn't do any of that. I had to go through the TAPS course, but I did the very minimal because I already know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to go to a job fair.
In 03, when I got out, we went through ACAP, and it was for 30 days. And it was just essentially like, hey, when you go on a job interview, wear a suit.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it was like the programs just weren't there. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't know any better. I mean, and I guess they didn't know any better either. But no, it's improved a lot. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see what, I'm excited that you're doing stuff that's not just social media.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're challenging yourself.
Yeah.
Because you could have just said, oh, I'll just make funny videos and sit at home all day and just be fat and happy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But instead, you're actually going out and challenging yourself. And that part, I'm excited for it. And I'm happy for you.
It's a struggle.